We're driving a 2020 Mazda CX-30. Coming up in a little bit, I'm going to tell you the one feature you should not buy a Mazda CX-30 without. But first, information explosion. Ah!
Ooh, can my quiz this time be what you should not buy the Mazda without?
It'll be funny though if you do set up the question and then
I get it wrong.
Get it wrong. Sweetie, for $500, what is the one feature you shouldn't get a Mazda CX-30 without?
Blind spot warning.
Such a racket. I can't believe you. I just wanted to give you an opportunity to be wrong again, so let's just count that as a win. Good job, sweetie.
I won, finally?
Sure, I mean, it was kind of a scam, but you know, the scammer's gonna scam. You're probably wondering, what is a Mazda CX-30? Don't they already have a CX-3? Yes, they do. The CX-3 is a subcompact SUV-like thing. The CX-30 is a subcompact SUV-like thing. The CX-30 is a little bit larger, a little bit more expensive, and a little bit more powerful than the CX-3, and yet they're gonna still sell the CX-3 alongside the CX-30. Other subcompact SUVs, you might include like the Toyota CHR or the Jeep Renegade, maybe even the Subaru Crosstrek.
Does this have its own sweet theme song like the Renegade?
I am not writing a theme song for the Mazda CX-30, although 30 does rhyme with dirty, and I can do some fun things with that rhyme scheme. Interior!
So when we're in here with the doors closed, I do like it. It feels very stylish. But when you open the door, this part right here juts out in a very odd way.
Yeah, you've got this smooth continuity going from the door panels across the dash onto the other door panel, and there's a cut line. There has to be a cut line. So because they wanted that long sweep, you've got that weird jutting out. But along that sweep, you've got this contrasting brown color and this nice stitching. It's all very soft and lovely feeling. In fact, the tactile qualities of the CX-30, I think, are what really stand out. Go ahead and turn that knob a little bit.
Ooh, it's so neural.
Well, that and also the way it feels. It's got like a nice little clicky quality. Same thing with your window. Pull up your window switch. Just, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the little switches have a distinct feel, and I know that's something that Mazda really worked on, and that kind of speaks to the fact that they're going to make more premium vehicles. They're like, we're not sporty, we're premium now. True enough. How's your seat comfort?
It's so cushy. It feels like a lazy boy.
It feels like a lazy boy, except in the shoulder region. So because there's a bit of a sporty demeanor to Mazda still, it's kind of tight in my shoulders. I don't know if it's just because I'm so super ripped.
He has such broad, lovely shoulders.
Thank you for pandering to me, full pander. Kind of a sport bucket vibe, so be sure to try it on before you buy. Armrest test. Oh, hey, guys, I can drive in a comfortable 8 and 4. Feel that armrest. Oh my gosh. So squishy, well positioned. Inboard slightly lower than outboard, but I'm giving it 2 elbows up. I know. Fantastic. I'll also add that I was talking to my good friend Lynn Woodward, and she couldn't find a comfortable driving position in this thing. It just felt weird. Some cars just fit people differently, and this fits me really well. Daddy-like. And it's not weird because I am quite literally a father. Rear window test. Okay, we are a family. Better or worse. Let's talk about family friendliness. Our daughter had no problem getting in. So yeah, it is an SUV and sits up a little bit higher than a sedan, but no problem getting in and out there. Did you happen to take a peek at the rear quarters and notice how much room there is?
I was wondering how well a stroller would fit in there.
Oh, you're talking about the cargo area?
Yeah.
Yeah, cargo area is pretty good, more than 20 cubic feet of space. I think you could put a stroller back there. Only thing I'll note with cargo space, seat releases are on top of the seat backs. It would be a very awkward reach. You couldn't do it, so you have to walk around to the side. And then if you're going to flip it forward, there's a very high likelihood that the seat back for the back seats is going to hit the back of the front seats. I'm saying seat a lot, but that speaks to another concern and kind of what I was originally referencing, which is rear seat space. I fit reasonably well, sometimes struggle with headroom because of this stupid, sexy long torso. We can all laugh at that. Headroom in the back seats is just fine for me, But what I noticed is it's a fairly vertical seating position, and legroom is not great. Yes, it clears. My knees don't technically hit the back of the front seats, but you remember those days where we had a rear-facing car seat?
Yes, okay.
Right now, my daughter's feet are pushing up against the back of your seat. And you're forward, I think, a little bit from me. I also note that there are 3 tether positions for the child seats. The middle one is higher than the others for some reason. And then the latch points have nice little flip-up covers, and it's very easy to find. The headrests make it so that my daughter's car seat angles slightly forward. They kind of get in the way of the top of it, and you cannot lift it high enough installed to clear the seat. And then you have to take the seat out, angle the Mazda CX-30 seat forward, pull the headrest out. I don't want to talk about this any longer. All I'm saying is that you want to make sure that the headrest is probably removed before you put the car seat in.
You were out there for a long time putting it in the car seat. Now I know why.
That's the Micah drives difference.
So maybe older kid, family friendly?
Family friendly with caveats.
Yeah.
Style! Kodo design is the aesthetic for the Mazda CX-30. Do you have any thoughts? You like it?
I think it's very pretty.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being pretty.
I think the curviness of it gives it an almost feminine quality, whereas a lot of other vehicles are moving towards very angular designs. This is very round.
Yeah, you know what I love is that you don't know what you're talking about, and yet you very much know what you're talking about. If you look to the side, there are curves. If you look at the reflections of cars going by, you'll see them undulate, and there's some subtle muscularity to it. I also like the hooded headlights. The black body cladding is another item that I think is sort of interesting. You know, if you just had red all the way down, then the thing would just look tall, needlessly thick. Yeah, what do you think? Do you like the body cladding? Tell us in the comments section. The last thing I'll note where style is concerned is Soul Red metallic paint. Yes, it costs a little extra. I think it's totally worth it. It's a beautiful paint job. I love that they've applied that to their subcompact SUV. Let's go needlessly quick through this left-hander here. Whee! Oh, yeah. That weird moaning noise is a pretty great segue in motion. We're motoring our way through what is, I guess, rush hour traffic, so there'll be a lot of stopping and going. While going, the Mazda CX-30 hits a really nice middle point between comfort and sport, reminiscent of BMW, where it's like you know you're driving over something imperfect, but it's not beating you over the head. I'm going to floor right now. And note that some people have concerns that the CX-30 is a little underpowered, but if you look at the subcompact segment, it's plenty zippy. It's actually quite powerful among subcompacts, which I'll demonstrate again with more needless full throttle acceleration. And as we got a red light, so I have to come to a sudden stop here, the brakes feel great. Nobody cares about the brakes. Nobody thinks about the brakes. I think about the brakes. Those are good brakes. Brakes, 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 brakes. Taking off from a stop here, let's see what the 6-speed automatic transmission does. It is not transparent. You feel the changes, but I would say that if they're trying to elicit something of a sporty demeanor, that might make more sense, that those transmission actions are a little bit more of an event. Do you notice something else as we're driving along here that contributes to the aura of sophistication?
Is it that you're here?
No, in fact, you look fantastic, and I look comparatively schlubby, as always. No, the cabin is pretty darn quiet.
So this is in the subcompact SUV segment, not the subcompact luxury SUV segment?
If you're feeling luxury, then Mazda's done their job, because it's priced like a normal category subcompact SUV, but it definitely feels more luxurious. Oh, goody, we've got a right-hander. Let's see how she steers. Whee! If you really get this thing moving, it's eager to play. If you let off mid-throttle, it'll kind of tuck its nose and tighten up its cut line a little bit. It's a fun little SUV. And you're probably thinking, but Mike, I saw your Mazda 3 video and you were just complaining about steering and how it's such a slow steering ratio. The thing is, there wasn't a CX-30 before here, so I have nothing to mourn based on ratio. And actually, to be honest, for a subcompact SUV, it feels plenty quick when you steer it. Very consistent feel and feedback. The heft is really nice. I like driving the CX-30. There, I said it. And if you're wondering, yes, there is a sport mode. it makes things slightly sporty. The steering is a little bit heavier or whatever. I don't need that. Last in motion observation. Sweetie, look around you. What do you see, man?
A bank?
Yes, you see a bank, but you only see the top half of the bank
Totally.
because the belt line is very high. Does this feel a little like sitting in a hot tub?
Oh, it does now.
Yeah, now you're wondering about all like the weird bacteria that's occupying the CX-30.
Yeah, how many journalists have been in this before you?
Oh my God, so many journalists. It's creepy. Over the shoulder visibility, dicey. Big B pillar here. The camera doesn't help. Even camera side, looking out is not great. So it's the kind of thing you have to get used to. So you can raise the seat up a little bit, which helps. I feel okay, I've adapted to it, but visibility might be a concern if you're concerned about visibility. Cutting back to our oldest and crappiest camera, if you look at where my daughter's eyes are versus where the belt line is, that means she does not have a view of the horizon. And that's the kind of thing that can potentially contribute to motion sickness. Quick interjection, if you want to see what I'm driving or flying between YouTube videos, follow me on Instagram. Future Evie has put down the graphic. Sweetie, come to me. I had the time of my life. Oh, we bumped heads, we bumped heads. Emotion factor. What do you think? You feeling some emotion in here?
I am. I feel pampered.
And loved and validated.
Whoa. Now I do.
Yeah. It feels like maybe you're doing something a little bit more special than commuting in your cheap ass SUV.
Yes. To me, it feels more luxurious than the price point, and I like the styling.
All right, we got an emotional Mazda. Tepid applause, everybody, we did it. Say, hey guys, have you liked this video? If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button so you like this video. And if you don't like this video, please move along. Remarks! The Mazda CX-30 includes some really nice standard active safety assist. So automatic emergency braking, lane keeping assist, which I'll get to in a second, and full speed dynamic cruise control, because you know I hate a non-full speed dynamic cruise control. Let's talk about lane keep assist a little bit. So here we are, we're cruising, we've got some well-marked lanes. Now watch what happens when I go over the lane and we are clear to the right.
Not enough.
Look how far. We were literally halfway in the lane before it decided to let me know and steer back.
Wow.
Sometimes lane keeping assist can be a bit aggressive, sometimes not aggressive enough, and I would say that this is definitely the second. And I've looked through all the options. I cannot find a way to make it more aggressive. If it exists, tell us in the comments section, please. Speaking of safety, I like the fact that knee airbags come standard. You remember, I crashed a Geo Storm years ago and have a permanent numb spot on my left shin because I hit the underside of the dash in my Geo Storm. Yeah, I drove a Geo Storm. I'm not proud of that fact.
You aren't?
Okay, I'm kind of proud of that fact.
I'm proud of the fact that you removed the back of it and so you could drive it around as if it was a convertible.
Oh, that's another story for another time. If you look in the rear quarters, you'll notice there are rear vents, which I love, and a rear armrest. However, those do not come standard.
What?
Nope. They come with the Select package, which costs $2,000. Now, it's more. You get more with that $2,000. They all come with push-button start, but keyless access, which I kind of can't, not have anymore because I am so darn privileged. Smartphone integration with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So if you buy a basic one, you will not have a CX-30 where you can run Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and that is unacceptable in my book. And the last major feature that comes in that package, blind spot monitoring.
Before you even mention the blind spot warning, they should call it the Essential package.
The Essential package. They really could and should. I've got a question for you. That is a standard 8-inch screen. You're kind of a tiny little person. Can you see the bottom of it?
Sort of.
Sort of. It's a little bit pushed back and a little bit low, and I was just wondering how well you can make that out.
I do have to lean forward.
You gotta lean forward just a touch. Yeah, so because it's placed so far up and away, they make you use this little knob down here for all the essential controls. You can't, it's not a touchscreen, though I try. For me, that's always a little problematic, especially with interfaces that are inherently touchable, like Apple CarPlay. But with this, I've noticed there's a lot of sort of back and forth. I spend a lot of time spinning to get to the thing I want, and that's a little annoying. The interface itself looks very modern. I like the font. It seems, very contemporary. I just wish it was closer and I could push the thing I want with my desperate finger. Poke, poke. Really getting into iguana a good workout today. If you dig into those settings, you'll notice an interesting selection called the pedal misuse alert. So this is going to be fun, but Tesla has it, and so does Mazda. And what it is if the brake and the accelerator are pressed at the same time, it'll go chime, hey, you're an idiot, don't push them at the same time. Here's the thing, I left foot brake, and I smoothly transfer from one to another. Before you leave a comment, the best drivers in the world, rally drivers and F1 drivers, all left foot brake. I brake because of rally school.
Are you the best driver in the world?
No, I'm not. But I am working on it.
Okay.
And left foot braking is totally normal. And sometimes you will slightly blend the brakes. You can turn it off in this one, and I think that's fantastic. I bet there's some real pro drivers at Mazda that made that available. Thank you, Mazda. Even though it doesn't really look like an SUV, the Mazda CX-30 is kind of an SUV, and you can get all-wheel drive. It's $1,400, and that's probably $1,400 well spent if you have an active lifestyle. We don't. All we do is make and edit videos. But if we did, if we ever went places that were fun, we would use the hell out of that all-wheel drive. Where would you go with all-wheel drive, sweetie?
Oh, so many places.
Oh, the adventures we'd have. Here's a weird one. I've noticed that the glass has some slight distortion in it.
Luckily, my eyes are already wonky, so I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, if anything, it's making you see better. Did you like using the power liftgate?
I did. It seems pretty standard on a lot of the cars you drive.
It is, yeah. I think this one might be a little bit slow. I kind of wish it was a little bit quicker because I'm always in a rush. Come on, come on.
That's true.
Get out of the way. That premium package that's the power liftgate is included with also comes with these leather seats. And did you notice in the perforation here, there's a slight red hue. It's really
nice.
subtle, but it's pretty darn neat. Also, if you want roof rails, you have to get the premium package.
Is that red or is it brown?
Do you know the color of the dots? Tell us in the comment section. Where pricing is concerned, you put this up against like a Ford EcoSport, God help you, or a lot of the other subcompacts, the Mazda actually competes really well price-wise. Hey, did we miss any remarks? Tell us in the comment section. Synopsis! What do you think about the CX-30? You dig it?
I really like it. If we were in the market for a new vehicle, I think this would be on my list because I really love the way it looks. Mazdas have a distinct look to them. They kind of all look the same, but...
That is true. Again, you don't know what you're talking about, but you know what you're talking about.
I've seen cars.
It's like the Audi effect, where it's like, how much of it do you want? Do you want a 3-pound sack or a 5-pound sack of Mazda? So there is something to that, but at least it's a really sexy looking sack.
It is.
Get out of here, you dirty iguana. In synopsizing the essence of the Mazda CX-30, it's very fancy and it's agile. It's a house cat in a top hat.
Ooh, I do like that. So let's buy it.
Hey, if you haven't liked this video yet, please be sure to like. We appreciate your likes. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. At 50,000 subs, you're going to learn a terrible dark secret about my hair. Ooh, what could it be? Ooh, she knows. Do you know? No, you don't know. Let's get to 50,000 subs. And I want to say thank you to all the recent subscribers that have really helped us out. A lot of people came over from the straight pipes, and we really appreciate that. You know, the subs keep rolling on in, and we just really appreciate the support. Look at that sincere nod.
It's true. We really appreciate it.
Yes. So thanks for your support. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Come get your high five.